Happy Saturday to all, and welcome back to Sherry Says. Sherry has a lot to say, and boy, it has been quite an interesting start to the year. I know you would have seen the whiteout weather conditions that ushered in my 2025, and I can tell you this, I'm a Caribbean girl to the core. I do not do very well with that white stuff. That white stuff does not like me. I don't like it. So, today we've changed our location. And who knows, maybe you can guess. If you've been following my shorts, you might be able to guess where we're coming to you live today. As the title suggests, I have come to the conclusion that the Dominican Republic is a much better, much more advanced, much more value for money tourism product than Jamaica. And yes, there are those of you without any basis who will come at me in the comments. Welcome. I want us to engage. I want us to talk. I want to show you the facts. The tourism product in Jamaica, although Jamaica is a slice of paradise, although Jamaica has the warmth of the people, second to none, or so we say. I might just have to debunk that for you. Although they say there is no food in the world like Jamaican food, I've been having some good food all over the world. I'm going to have to share my thoughts with you and solidify my reasoning for saying the Dominican Republic has a far more impressive tourism product than the island of Jamaica. Let us start with airlift, airport coverage, and arrival numbers. Now, the Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Edmund Bartlett, gave us the numbers. We have in excess of 4 billion arrivals 2024. And yes, it's something to be happy about. But at the same time, we have the Sangster International Airport that was built to handle 9 million passengers per year. Now, the 4.8 million arrivals to Jamaica, that was shared between both airports. Now, I do not believe, I hope it does not include cruise arrivals. But let us take it that these are arrivals that have gone through both international airports. And oh yes, we now have the Ian Fleming international airports. I think the last statistic I saw was 63,000 passengers since the arrival of that first weekly American Airlines flight. So if we were to just take 4.8 million arrivals for 2024 and we put that against 2, I'm not even doing 3, even though the Dominican Republic has somewhere in the region of 10 or 11 international airports. I am just going to be sticking with 2. The airport in Santo Domingo, capital of the country, Las Americas International Airport, and Punta Cana International Airport, which is on the eastern side. That is the hub of the tourism product. I'm comparing just those 2. Dominican Republic was happy to boast arrivals in excess of 10 million in 2024. And because we are not doing it airport by airport, we're just doing this as a country. We are not saying that the 10 going 11 or 11 going 12. I think it was closer to 11 going 12 at the final count at 2024's year end. We're not looking to say, okay, some went into Santo Domingo, some went into Puerto Plata. No, we're just looking at arrivals for tourism. So if we were to compare, well, I was going to say, if we were to say 11 million for the DR, 4.8 million for Jamaica, there's no comparison. But let us go a little deeper. Because you see, I am many things. I'm Jamaican born. I am a tourism professional, having started out way back in 1990. So I'm no chicken. Having worked in almost every aspect of tourism, being an agency owner and a cruise advisor now, I can safely say that there is no bias in this conversation. I just want to point out the facts. In terms of hotel rooms, yes, our minister, and I keep saying our minister because I will always be Jamaican first, and my thought was taking me into all the persons, all the capacities that I fulfill. Jamaican born, Jamaican to the core, Jamaican, yes. Love Jamaica. However, I'm a Caribbean national. I am a global citizen. I will not remove myself from all the different spheres in which I find myself simply because of the place of my birth. And this conversation takes into account that as a seller of hospitality products, cruises, resort stays, packages, air, everything that incorporates travel, I also have to test the products. And one of the areas in which I have found that Jamaica lacks a lot of what was our sweet sauce is in the people. I am being very, very, very serious. The whole hospitality tourism business in Jamaica, as I have known it when I started out, and even as I flowed in the various areas of the hotel industry and as a translator, in excursion provision, all of that, it has fallen in terms that have, oh, no way of actually computating. The tourism worker in Jamaica does not have that oomph, that spunk, that love, that passion. It's just a job. It's just a job. And in all honesty, it is not a job that is fulfilling the financial needs of too many of the Jamaican populace. And I'm not just saying because of the recent strikes. I can even use my own situation working in supervisory management early 2000s and trying to secure financing for whatever it was at the time. And the bank said to me when they looked on my pay slip, oh, you're not earning enough. And mark you, I was doing in excess of 40 hours per week. I think I was doing 44. I think that's how the hotel sector had it set up at the time. We weren't allowed to take tips, so you are living on your dead salary. And my other side gigs that augmented my income so well before going back into tourism had pretty much died because there was just no other time to do anything. But here we are wanting to say that the Jamaican tourism product is the most superior in the Caribbean. No, sorry. The DR has some things that we would have said works against them. But it's not really true. They speak Spanish. And we would think, oh, the bulk of the travelers, especially coming from North America, are English speakers. Well, let me enlighten you. There are so many daily flights from Spain into the DR that it blew my mind. Then well, we won't even move on from there, because if where I lived in Spain, in Catalonia, in 1990 had a population of 12 million, that's just one province. And if there are flights coming from Madrid and Barcelona and maybe even more southerly or southern areas, maybe Andalusia, Murcia, Valencia, Extremadura, maybe if they're coming to the Caribbean, they're also flying into Madrid or Barcelona to connect to come to the Caribbean. So, with that being said, with a population back when I was taking tabs, when I was doing geography in Spain, of over 36 million people, that is already a source market to give a whole lot of energy to the Dominican Republic, and they speak Spanish. Okay, fine. And then we look at all of North America. North Americans travel often, and they travel for value. And even though the spoken language here is Spanish, I was rather ecstatic to discover that a lot of English is spoken here. And it sounds very Americanized. I'm not sure if they learn it by TV. I'm not sure if a lot of them have lived in the States or had, lots of encounter. But the English that is spoken is functional. It is with a smile. It is with all the Latin personality of the DR. And it works. Not to mention the fact that every international brand of any clout, of any magnitude, is represented here. If you look carefully, you will discover that these hotels are ginormous. They are huge. They are massive. So in Jamaica, they will boast over maybe, I don't know, 1,000-room hotel. There's one that has been going up for eons with the Charisma Group, which is supposed to be 9,000 rooms, which I'm not even sure if the ground has moved from just broken status. But here, the hotel complexes are cities. Not to mention the residential complexes that have been developed for investment that tons and tons of international owners now have put into vacation rentals, and this is flourishing. Cost of living, pricing in the DR make it easy for foreigners to vacation here, and not just for 3 and 4 nights. It is not an unusual thing for people to snowbird it here. The Canadians, the upper Midwest, the Missouri and the St. Paul and all of those people who live by Lake Erie and Lake Ontario, all of these people who really want to escape those wintry weathers, they have property here. So you might not so cite that as tourism, but it also plays in because they come and they spend an extensive length of time. They're here 3-6 months out of the year, and they are pushing money into the economy. So just on that level, for the dollar per dollar spent in the economy, for the dollar spent in the resorts, prepaid services, for the lifestyle that you will see being lived here among the populace, the Dominican Republic is, in its totality, the premier Caribbean travel destination. 2024 has shown it, and 2025 has started with a boom. And Jamaica is lagging sadly in its dust. Now, what can we do? Can we catch up? Can we make a difference? Will our people love this business of tourism enough to reclaim a position of prominence? Or has the traveling public gotten so much of the stereotypical negative publicity? of what is Jamaica, because I certainly spend many hours responding to travel agents all across the globe who are asking, is it safe to send our clients to Jamaica? Let's talk in the comments, because even though Sherry has lots to say, I'd certainly love to hear your point of view. And this is where we pause it for now until you meet up with me again in the next video. Ciao for now.